Yeah, that's satisfactory, I guess. Now just do not take the first corner wide, please, and then Gomez does it. You could not even make these things up, can you? Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Manager with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to Russia for our final race of the season then. It is gonna be pretty crazy, pretty messy. I can imagine a rain race today, and well, we have been hanging back for performance for quite a while now. We've really kind of stopped developing new parts ever since like the last, I'll probably say 4 or 5 races, in an effort to kind of save up some money to prepare to actually be investing into our chassis when we roll over to the next season. So while we still have kind of continued developing the parts that we already had, we haven't created new ones, and thus our performance has kind of fallen off a bit. So I don't really expect the best result in the world for this race, but nonetheless it is going to be quite the interesting one, given that it's a rain race. You never really quite know what is going to happen, what kind of strategy mess-ups will happen from my side, from the AI side, and where we are going to ultimately end up. So for a start though, looking at the weather here, it looks like we're going to have quite some heavy rain here the first few laps, so pretty set to just go out on wet tyres. We kind of have this performance increase on soft tyres, the issue being, because I don't have the weather forecasting station upgrade yet, I don't really see how the weather is going to develop past lap 6. As you can see, in theory, there's not going to be any more rain. So I'm tempted to just go for the soft tyre performance increase. I mean, tyre changes will only save us like a second or 2 maybe per stop, so like maybe 3-4 seconds over the entire race, which is time, but 15% performance increase does sound better to me. So I think we're going to go for this combo and just hope that the race dries up after the first few laps of rain. And well, over here for Andre, or no, for Hong actually, we don't really have a choice. Anyways, setup is all done. As I said, we are going to go for the wet tires here. Starting fuel, 11 laps. Now we have got 26, and the question is kind of how long will we be able to carry those wets through? I don't think that we will actually be going like 10 or 11 laps on wets, given how quickly this seems to be drying up, but if we kind of see that the weather's going to dry up, I think we can just burn the excess fuel, because our engines are at a very good condition at this point in time. These slicks, by the way, 0 laps left on them. So I think we are, regardless, going to go with max fuel, and we're just kind of going to determine our stop strategy as the race moves on to the more dried up sessions, if that makes sense. So with that said, that's going to be our setup then. Let's confirm that. We're going to stick to that, and we're going to go to max on everything for the start. I think we're going to stay pretty aggressive on the tyres, just because I really don't think we are going to... well, for one, they are supposed to last like 13 to 16 laps, while we have like 11 laps of fuel. And also, I don't really think we're probably going to move past like the 10th lap with them unless it starts to rain again. So let's see about that. We'll start like this, and hopefully Hong is going to get a bit of a better start in this very race, because the last one was of course pretty abysmal, if you remember. So, well, fingers crossed, Hong, please do not let me down. And yeah, that's satisfactory, I guess. Now just do not take the first corner wide, please, and then Gomez does it. You could not even make these things up, can you? Like, seriously, what in the world? Why? Why do my drivers have to keep doing that to me? I don't understand. Gomez just goes into second place. I'm really happy and proud of him, and then he goes blup, and off the track he goes. Well, That just goes to show you some more, you never really quite know what happens in racing, and, well, that was quite messy indeed. Regardless, though, not really much to do here in the first lap, I don't think, in terms of any strategy changes or something. Well, actually, no, not even for Gomez, honestly, because, as I said, I don't think we're going to go too long on these tyres with this fuel, so we're going to keep things as they are, and we're just going to keep going at this pace for the time being, especially since like the tyres are not really all too warm anyways. Now you can see here we're going to soaked. It does look like the dry down process may actually not be the fastest in the world, so we will probably, after this lap, swap down the fuel strategy a tad bit at the very least. You can see Hong actually getting a bit of separation going here from the rest of the field, which is kind of nice. I hope that he can carry that through. Let's swap down the fuel strategy a bit. We'll put the tires to push as well, just to make sure that they don't melt once they get, well, or that they take a lot of time until they get there at least before they start melting. Should be a bit better, I hope. And then, well, you can see he's losing a second due to that, which is quite crazy, honestly. But you can see here, it kind of looks like 9th or 10th lap or something will be our pit stop window. Now, Marchetta here really pressuring Hong. I feel like that's one of the faster people in the field, probably. So, probably not going to be able to hold him back forever, but our race here, once more, is for the sponsorship objective, which is, at this point, the 10th spot, not the 13th anymore. So, the challenge is going to be ever harder, and we will have to see how well that will work out for us. Now, the tyres are starting to get a bit hot, which is kind of a tad bit of an issue, I feel. We're going to put them down to... No, we're not going to go and swap to intermediates. We're going to put them down to neutral. We're going to keep the fuel going as is. I think we are quite comfortable with that at the moment. And it seems like Gomez actually was able to take... No, somebody swapped to intermediate. If the field now swaps to intermediates, honestly, that may be like... That may be the race of a lifetime, honestly. If the AI now decides to swap to intermediates with the track drying off, I think they will lose way more time from a pit stop than they will gain through it. What have you done? Oh my god. Why? Can somebody explain my drivers to me these days? Like, what in the world is going on? Last race, Hong goes wide in the first corner, loses us like 20 spots. This race, Gomez goes wide and then Hong goes for a crash. I cannot believe it. Okay, the safety car is out. We are past the pit stop, though, and everybody's going to swap to intermediate, so probably not. Like, the thing is, I would love to, but there's, like, no chance, and... Oh, he made it past the safety car. Nice, so he's got one fast lap till he catches up to the safety car, which could mean that a pit stop would be a good idea. It's going to be damp on the track for a while now, so let's go and pit, let's grab intermediates, and hopefully we're just going to lose way less time that way. We're going to fill up to the max, and we're going to make it as fast as possible, and we'll just somehow have to hope that Gomez now makes the cut. I was telling you guys at the start of the race that rain race is going to be chaotic, but never in 1,000 years would I have imagined that we were in for so much of a mess. Let's go and push the heck out of this car now while we still can, because we are not going to have much longer for that. And, well, then, hopefully... Well, everybody seems to be going for the pits, so maybe we won't even get that much of an advantage out of it. That remains to be seen, I suppose. We'll just have to hope that somehow we, get enough time from this, and that our pit crew is going to be fast enough. Jax enters, refuel, there we go. 10th spot now, no, 16th. What do you mean, 16th? Oh, I think a few people that pitted early just overtook us again. So, yeah. 6 spots away from our sponsorship objective. Not all too happy, I'll have to say. We'll conserve as much as we can of these tyres and the fuel right now while the safety car is still out. 1 lap left. I'm kind of wondering if that's the current lap or the next one then. We will have to find out about that. For the time being, the field hasn't even caught up with the safety car yet. So, well, that's going to happen momentarily. And then, well... then it's going to be interesting. The safety car is still out, so I guess we are doing 1 more lap around. Heading to garage. Okay, so just as I thought. So once the safety car gets here, that's when the lights are going to go out, and when the restart happens, and that's when it's going to count. And when we're going to have to hope that we somehow make it past the rest of the field, which I think is quite unrealistic. We've got to get the tyres heated up before the restart though, so hopefully this kind of will help out a bit, because with super cool tyres we will not make that properly. As you can see, the temperatures are going up, so hopefully that's going to get there within this lap. And well, this is going to be intense. We're going to go to overtake mode. We're going to go and try and get the best out of this restart, but it is going to be a whole nother huge mess in this crazy rain race. Currently just holding on to the position that we have. Now we're going to push the max out of these tyres and the fuel constantly. We're not going to let off that, well, off the fuel valve, basically. Not going to let off the throttle. We're not going to treat the tyres nicely or anything, because, oh my, did you just do that? He just lost another 2. He just lost another 2 spots. I cannot believe it. He's only 17th because 3 people have crashed this race. Wow. But yeah, we're going to stay out till it's like basically dry on the track, and then we're going to go and swap to softs for our last stint probably. Or our last 2 stints potentially. We'll have to see about that. Could end up being 2. Another guy going wide. That gets us up into 16th, but we're not really keeping up with the field very well, which is kind of annoying given that I'm giving him max power, max everything, and we're still not really holding up. That is honestly kind of pretty bad. Now, with that said, let's let off the tires a tad bit so we don't melt through them. Yes, we should. We should until I tell you that we shouldn't, alright? Cool. So, we will actually have to see. We will... Seriously? Seriously? Dude, that's not a nice thing to say. Why would you say that? Oh boy, okay, so, the question here kind of being, our soft tires last 8 to 10 laps. So, I think in theory, we may be able to push out this stint to only have to go for 1 soft stint. I mean, 14 laps remaining, right? It's going to cut the whole tyre game pretty close if we only go for 1 stop, but I think it is the more advantageous strategy, because otherwise we would have to go in now. There's still water on the track. The softs wouldn't be quite that effective yet, and I'm not sure if we could really push the tyres enough to make up for the loss of time with 2 pit stops. I'm really kind of wondering, right? Because honestly, in the end, the strategy of the AI is probably going to be just that, right? They're going to go and push the inters to like the 16th, 17th lap, and they're going to go for 1 stint of softs till the end. So, I'm thinking right now, honestly, if I do not do something different to the AI, there's not really going to be any chance of me getting the top spot in the field anyways. So we're going to do something different to the AI. It's going to be kind of weird and crazy, but we're going to do something different. We are going to get softs on, right? Now, we've only got like 7 and 7 laps, so we will go fuel up to 9 laps, not to the max. We will go for new softs, and we will go for a fast pit strategy, and we'll go and push the heck out of this car and those tires, and hope that the time gain through the dried off track is somehow going to offset the loss from the pit stop enough. So, This could go very well, this could go very wrong, but if it goes very wrong, we honestly don't have much to lose, is kind of my thought here. So that's what we're going to go for. Wish me luck. It's going to be mad, it's going to be crazy, and I'm not sure it's going to work, but we will hopefully give it our best. We will see in a second here probably how our pace is going to develop in comparison to the rest of the field, given how damp it is, how low the dampness on track is. I'm kind of hopeful. We are actually... Oh! Yep, 16th spot. I think we just overtook a person or two. I think we're going to do pretty good for times here, honestly. So let's keep going. Let's hope that we're going to catch up to the rest of the field like crazy. Their Inters are really giving up now. So there's a good chance that we're going to overtake a bunch of people now. Go, 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 go. Oh my god! We're in second. We are in second right now, but everybody's on medium, so we're going to have to do another pit stop. Different to the rest of the field. So, let's see how long we can hold on to this spot. For the time being, we should still be a tad bit faster than the rest of the field, I think. But, it's going to be kind of mad. And we're going to have to kind of also gauge fuel and everything here. So, 5th spot for us. I don't think we're going to hang on to that sponsorship objective, not going to lie. But, like, those 2 minutes in 2nd spot, kind of nice. Now, thinking of things, though, right? We have got, like, laps 17, 18, 19, 20, so maybe another 4 laps. And then in the 20th lap, we're going to go in. I think we stay on this strategy for the time being, and then if we get close and we see that we've got too much fuel remaining, we're just going to push the engine a bit more. So let's see how that's going to develop. Now, you can see here the rest of the field is kind of like, I mean, these guys are like 7 seconds behind me, and they're not really falling back much or anything, so the last stint is kind of going to decide it, but I do not think we can gain enough time through the last stint of softs to actually make up for it. We should have maybe swapped to mediums, but I don't know. It's kind of like the same thing that the entire field would have done. I'm not confident that with mediums we would have been able to hold on to 10th spot, because you can see, I mean, I'm being overtaken now. I wouldn't have done better with mediums? Dude, what happened to your tires? Okay, we're gonna have a bit of an earlier pit stop than we thought we would. Wow. That's kind of, really unexpected. So our tires now really kind of giving us the rest. I mean, we can actually swap to softs now. I'm not sure why I thought I needed to conserve fuel and only go in the 20th lap, to be honest. Regardless, we will go and refill to 9 laps. We're going to go softs again. We're going to go fast again. Like, that's kind of the only thing I can do at this point. I'm very unconvinced we will get ourselves back into 10th spot ever. But we will give our best. So, tires falling off, down to 12th spot, into the pits we go. And let's see how we are going to do once we're back out. We're going to be in the last spot for a start, of course, kind of expected. And, well, push. Push is all I can say to this. We're probably going to put the tires only on a aggressive, not a crazy red strategy, because otherwise we're going to chew through them too much. That was an issue before, of course, and we're going to kind of have to monitor this. Honestly, maybe we just put them to neutral to make sure they don't overheat and burn through there. Oh. Does everyone pit now? Please tell me everyone pits now. Please tell me everyone's going to the pits now. Please, please, please. Make it past the safety car. You can. Yeah, right, he can, because the first, like... Oh, boy. Guys, if everyone is going to the pits now, this may be the race of our lives. Push. Drive fast. Oh, my God. Everyone is going to the pits. Everyone is going to the pits right now. Come on. I don't think we're going to make it there in time, to be honest. Please. Why are we this far behind? We just pitted once. Why am I still at the back of the field? I do not understand. Okay, so everyone's pitted and we're still at the back of the field. I don't know why. Why? Can anyone explain this to me right now? We should have so made it to first spot there when the whole AI decided to go for the pits. Why was I like 50 seconds behind everyone? Did the pit stop go that badly for us, or... I do not understand. I do not understand this whatsoever. Like, I'm really struggling to understand this part right now. Like, we were in 12th spot. We went into the pits. We had fresh tires as opposed to everyone else. We had soft tires as opposed to everyone else. So, like, we should have gained more time after my pit stop. Why was I, like, 50 seconds off everyone else? Did my pit crew do, like, 15 bajillion mistakes? I do not understand that. Because that right there should have just meant our sponsorship objective for us, finally. Well, now I'm kind of hopeless that we will manage to do it again. And holy moly, there's been a bunch of crashes this race, too. Like, if any race, we should have gotten somewhere in this one, but... that last one, I really don't know about. Let me know if you have any idea down below in the comments what in the world just held us back, because I don't know. I'm clueless. I am clueless. That's a good time to go into the pits, mate. Good decision right there. What in the world? But, yeah. I don't know. This is very weird. I cannot explain to you all what happened and why it had to happen to us, but, yeah. I don't know. Like, in my books, if any race, this race should have been the one, but it wasn't. So, I don't know. Kind of sad about that, but it is what it is now. We will, be finishing in 15th or maybe 14th spot, depending on the condition of the guy ahead of us, but he's falling back and we're still not catching up to him, so that just goes to show you the current performance of our car and drivers. And how did you just manage to do that, dude? Like, sometimes I'm really amazed by my drivers. One way or another, that's a 15th spot for us with Gomez, because Hong decided to crash his face into a wall, and, well, if he wouldn't have, honestly, we could have probably had a pretty good chance on him, Gomez, after that first corner being wide. Never really stood a chance anymore, so... yet another weird and unfortunate race that really... I don't know how like, no one could have predicted that it would have gone so bad for us, I don't think. Like, it's gone pretty bad for another bunch of people too, but I think had our drivers not, well, our one driver not dunked it into the wall, and I don't know what happened to the last pit stop, like, there could have been a good chance for us. There wasn't this way, which is fine, it is what it is. And we will move on to the new season now, hopefully. And, well, hopefully we're going to move on to a little more, well, successful of a season after that first one. I don't know, like, we had our moments this season, I would say. You know, there was a race where we were we leading or were we second for quite a while, and then the engine just exploded and let us down, and then we kind of fell off again. It was a bit of an up and down of emotions and happiness about where we got, and then disappointment that we actually hadn't got as far as we thought we would. So, bit weird. At least Andre's morale was going up after going wide and losing 20 spots. However he did that, but Hong not being all too happy about himself, understandably. So, well, we will move on into a new season, hopefully move on into a bit more successful of one. We've got, as you can see, like 2.7 million left here. We will be getting our main sponsor money, I think, and we will be getting a reward for where we got in this season, which is 10th spot, so basically nothing. And then we will be able to use that, hopefully, for the, well, that's not ours, unfortunately. But then we will be using that, hopefully, for a more successful chassis to start out with in the next season. It's also going to be a bit of a balancing thing, of course, because we do want to retain some money also to continue developing new parts. So that's all going to be quite interesting. Car condition update, interesting. We will not give an interview right now. We have got this, we've got that. Scouting report finished, all cool. We will go and just quickly grab someone else to scout from somewhere. European Racing Series, there we go. And we will kind of move on with life. So we've got slots for the fixed payment sponsors available now. So hopefully going to get some good offers right there. We've got a level 3 sponsor appeal level. So hopefully, just hopefully, we will get some somewhat decent offers right there. For the time being, I don't think we're going to go into new car development just yet. Car repair finished. Yes, we know. Championship promotions, which are not really going to affect us, I suppose. And here comes our prize money for the 2016 season. So let's see how well that is going to go. Vittorio Corsa's chairman going to retire. Receive prize money from Ernie Hecklerock. 11 mil. That's not too bad, I suppose. Hopefully gonna aid us in the next season, and we're not going to be the top manager, unfortunately, of this season either. So, with that said, 2017 rules now active in ERS. Oh yeah, right, so the rules we've voted on and everything, nothing too special there as far as I can remember. And that is just promotions in between championships. That's how you get from one place to another. Now, we've got a contract proposal going with Andre, and apparently he's happy to earn less than he did previously. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. That makes my thing a bit more profitable. We've got 200k per race right now. We've got 191 now. So, pretty happy with that, honestly. Saving 9k a race, why not? If he's happy with that, I'm totally happy with that. We've got one sponsorship offer thus far, 300k per race, which honestly looks pretty cool, but there's going to be another 2 rolling in, so we're going to move on with that for the time being. Well, Andre is happy about his contract being renewed, and we'll move on to the pre-season start, which I think is where we will get to make our first important decisions. So, pre-season. There we go. A little bit of a saving screen real quick, and we need to get cracking on the 2017 chassis. Just give us a word and we'll get started. Exciting times. So for one, we have got another sponsorship offer, which gives us an upfront payment of 1 mil, which is kind of nice. I mean, I kind of could probably use the money, but I kind of also could use the money per race, so that's going to be a tough choice. Oh, for a start, that is the, well, car parts. That's going to be the money that we get from our main sponsor, I suppose. Plus 7 mil, so that gets us now to more than 20 mil to work with for our new car. And you can see here, this is going to be the choices that we are going to be left with. We have got chassis design, part adaptation, and then livery design. And we will start with chassis adaptation today, I think, and then we'll move on to the others in the next episode, probably. So, with that said, we've got an engine supplier here, which is interesting. We've got a base start modifier of +4, but a very weak, or a weak fuel efficiency, or a very weak fuel efficiency in a base start modifier +5. I'm thinking we will go for this one, honestly, because it saves me a bit of money, gives us good stats to start with, which I would really like, and fuel efficiency is honestly not all too unimportant either, so that sounds like a good call right there. We've got the fuel supplier, which improvability in terms of fuel, interesting. Got a medium fuel efficiency here, which is honestly kind of nice. But it's a mil more. We could choose something like this for week and week, which is kind of still pretty good and better than what we had before, I think, and we save a mil that we can push into parts and stuff instead. So I think we'll keep it there. Material supplier now is about tires, and tires are, of course, kind of important. You've got tire wear and tire heating. I think it's going to be the same deal here. We're going to choose the middle supplier because it gives us an improvement in both stats compared to last season. But at the same time, we save 1.5 mil that we can put into parts instead, so I think that's a good call. And then we've got the brake supplier, which also impacts tyre wear and heating. Okay, I think here we go for the max, because this is advantageous in every way. And, I mean, tyres are a very important thing. You can see here, last year's supplies, we had all the worst things that we could get. Worst engine, worst fuel, worst chassis, worst brake supplier. Now, we're going to go for this. So that's going to be 13 million, which leaves us only with 7. So that's going to be a very lean start to the season, but we're going to get a good chassis for it. So I hope that this is really worth it for us. And, well, that gets the chassis design started. So very exciting times. You can see our chassis stats now being improved by a good bunch. We should hopefully have a bit of a more powerful start into the season. Next episode then, we will move on. We will get to adapting the parts that we had in the last season for this car, hopefully, and actually designing our new livery too. So, very exciting times lying ahead. Fingers crossed for the next season. Then for today, I'm going to end it off right here. So, as usual, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out the channel a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way, as usual everyone, thanks so much for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one very, very soon. Ciao.